was not finna allow a job to push me away from my goals, from my dreams.
Get the biggest Chanel back in the store if you want it. I gave them the drill, they sucked it up, I got them on it. I bought a new bed, I had the white, so I two-toned them. Taking these drugs, I'm gonna be up into...
Thank y'all so much for tuning in to yet another video. If you are new here, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, comment, share, like this video, and let's get right into it. So I recently was working 2 jobs, and we're gonna talk about the pros and cons of working 2 jobs. Now, both of the jobs were physically demanding. Let me throw that out there. One of the jobs were overnight, one of the jobs were morning. I did not work both of those jobs on the same days of the week, but I did work long hours for those jobs. Like, I was working 10 and 11-hour shifts. So I was working pretty much 7 days of the week. Like, I would get off at 5:30 in the morning on one of those days, which was the only off day that I actually had. But it technically still wasn't an off day because I still worked that morning, got off work that morning. So anyway, let's talk about the pros first. Obviously, the money, the checks. I thoroughly enjoyed getting paid, getting 2 checks a week. Sometimes it'll be on the same day, just depending on how payroll was, but I would get a check on a Wednesday, and then I would get paid on Thursday from the other job every week, and I genuinely enjoyed that. And then I still had my, deposits from my website, from TikTok, just, wherever else I get my other funds from. So I thoroughly enjoyed that, the structure, knowing about how much my check would be, just things like that. So that was honestly, and being that both of those jobs were kind of both physically demanding, I did keep my weight down, which it's not up now, but it's just the fact that I didn't have to intentionally, okay, I have to do this. Let me look on the scale. Like, I was losing weight a little bit. But let's talk about the cons, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it's not a whole lot of pros when it comes down to working 2 jobs, long hour shifts, both physically demanding. But as far as the cons, my sleep pattern was trash because I was having to work overnight one job, morning at the other, and sometimes I'd be late for the other job. Well, honestly, sometimes I was late even before I worked both jobs. But I would sleep all day on the day that I did, the little time frame that I did have off, or my body would just be so tired that I couldn't do any cooking, cleaning, a lot of things like that I normally would do. I would be too tired to do that. Not responding to people, I felt so chaotic. I was all over the place. Like, the best thing that came from that was the deposits. That's it. But mentally, I was drained. Physically, I was drained. My body was tired. It was a whole lot. And I don't think that should be a sustainable lifestyle for anyone. Now, granted, if you are someone who has other things going on outside of jobs, that is not sustainable. Like, I was still... Don't get me wrong, I was still pushing out my content. It was hard. I would have to figure out a way to make it work. So when I was getting out of work at 5:30 in the morning, I was coming home immediately and record, because once I went to sleep, I was in the bed until it was time for me to go back to work, and that cycle just kept repeating. So I would have to just fit it in somewhere, or when I needed to record my videos, they only were able to get recorded on the way home from work or something like that, like kind of rushed. And I didn't like that, y'all. I get people to like, oh, you need to do what you got to do, whatever, which I did. It serves its purpose, but I applied for a seasonal position for a second job for a reason, because I knew that wasn't sustainable. Now, when I was growing up, my early 20s, 19, 20, 21, I've always had like 2 jobs around that time, but it was not overnight, and they were typically... It wasn't nothing like that. I'm gonna say that, because the jobs that I did do when I was working multiple jobs back then, I did have one main full-time job sometimes, just depending on the time period of my life. But sometimes one job was only on weekends and it was not overnight. One job was a caregiving job when I was sitting with patients, and sometimes some weeks I might not have a client. The client might go on vacation. So it was real different. But I will say, if you are someone who has a goal for a second job, like, okay, I need to save up this amount of money, and me getting this second job will help me get to where I need to go, make sure before you start both of these jobs that you have a plan, that you have, okay, on this day I'm gonna do this, on my breaks I'm gonna do this, because I was editing videos on my breaks, because I was not finna allow a job to push me away from my goals, from my dreams, the things that I know I needed to get done in order to achieve the things that I want to achieve in life. And I'm still on that journey. I'm not there yet. But if you have been subscribed to me for a minute, you can see the growth in my consistency with these YouTube videos. I went from posting probably one video a month or one video every other month to multiple videos in a week. And I just started doing it maybe 3-4 months ago. But I know I started posting consistently while I was working those jobs, because I knew mentally I don't want to have to do this for the rest of my life. I know the things that I want to do, and it includes nothing pertaining to a 9-to-5. Nothing against 9-to-5s at all, because I greatly appreciate a lot of the places that I go to that there are, 9-to-5 workers. I appreciate all of that. But again, like I always say, everything is not for everyone. Self-employment is not for everyone. Working in, corporate America is not for everyone. You just have to figure out what's for you. And I've known for a very long time what's for me and what's not for me. So, but that's pretty much the pros and cons of working 2 jobs. I currently only work part-time now, and everything else comes from me and my website, me pushing my content, brand deals, and occasionally I will get out and do deliveries, which I'm out here now. It's trash. So probably not to go back to the house and work on my website. And also I got some, I don't want to tell y'all yet, but I got some coming. Like, a lot of people be asking me for certain things. I got so much knowledge up in here, but it'd be so hard to just push out everything at one time. But I promise y'all I'm working. But if you do, if you have worked 2 jobs, or if you found a way to make 2 jobs work, let me know in the comments. Not for me, but there may be someone out here who is considering, okay, I want to work 2 jobs for maybe the rest of this year, or I want to work 2 jobs for whatever X amount of time. Because in this day and age, a lot of these jobs, good, decent paying jobs, are not hiring. So that leaves people to have to pick up 2 not so good paying jobs. And that's just the reality right now. Do I feel like that should be one's reality? No. But it is what it is. Like, but yeah, if you find a way to make things work like that for you, make sure you drop it in the comments. If you are on a journey to working 2 jobs, the best thing I can say is please plan everything. Prepare your meals the days that you can, because you eating out a lot, it adds up, y'all. It really does add up. And I was spending a lot of money going from food or getting coffee and stuff every single day. Like, it was just so much that I know I wouldn't have been spending money on if I was not just so in a hurry. Like, I didn't have time to do hardly any of that, or if I did, I wouldn't get no sleep, or my body was just so too tired to even function. But I am thankful for the things that it allowed me to get done during that time period. But some things are just temporary, and that was another temporary thing in my life. But anyway, if you do enjoy this video, enjoy any other videos like this that I've done, make sure y'all hit that like, comment, subscribe, share, and happy Saturday, Sunday, whatever day this is that you might be watching this.